and welcome back to youtube.com/@squiggyplays. Today we have something a little bit different. We are unboxing a Pro controller. This is the Pro BFG Vitrix Pro BFG from PDP. It is like a modular controller. You can swap things around. So we're going to unbox this and then we'll go through a little bit of what's in there. So this is the white version, which I bought with my own money. It was £135. I think they've been going for like 150, 180-ish when they first came out. They came out about last year. But yes, this is the white one. I've only seen a black one. This is the first time I've seen the white one, and I much prefer the white one. So let's go straight into it and we can see. So we're just going to open the box. Nice little squeaky noise there for you. That's lovely. Obviously nothing in the box. And then in here we have a case which has a controller. The case is very similar to the Xbox Elite one, which I'm just looking at because I've got it down there underneath the camera. So it's very similar to that, in basically the controller fits in and you can fit some of the things in it. What else is in the box? 20% discount and a quick start guide for the controller, which we don't really need. And that is all that's left in the box. So goodbye box, and goodbye quick start guide, and goodbye lid. Ooh. Right, so let us open this up. I'll turn it this way so you can see what it looks like when it gets opened. And we open it like that. And then we have the controller, which is a nice white and purple. I do quite like it. I'm going to try and hold it away from me because I'm obviously wearing a white t-shirt. So this is the controller. You've got obviously your triggers and everything else on the back, which is really why I bought it. You've got the buttons at the back, which I use a lot when I play Call of Duty and like Fortnite and stuff like that. Oh, and a bit of plastic that's just come off, which is now stuck to my hand and I can't get rid of. There we go. And there's another one on this side, so we'll take that off so you don't have to listen to that. So that is the controller. Obviously, like I said, it's a PlayStation setup. This is modular, so what you can do is you can change this, so you can swap them two around, and you can also replace this for a fight pad, which is also in the case. So in the case as well, we have, like I mentioned, the fight pad. So this is this here, and it's basically the very clicky buttons, a little bit like mouse buttons, and these are used for obviously fighting games, so like Street Fighter, Tekken, I'm assuming Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. Really easy. You just unscrew the little screws on the top of the controller, put that in, and then you've got a fight pad, so you've got like your R1 and your R2 buttons and your face buttons on there as well. What else have we got in here? We've got some rings to put round the D-pads. We've got two of them. I don't really know what the point of them is, but we will find out. And then, if I can get this out of here, which I probably cannot without some great difficulty, the wireless dongle. So you can use the controller wired, or you can use it wireless. If you want to use it wireless on the PlayStation, got to plug this little bad boy into the PlayStation. And that is what is in that part. And then into the case we go a bit further. There's still some stuff in here. We are not done. We have got a little screwdriver, or more of an Allen key. It's an Allen key. So basically we can use that to unscrew the screws from here, and I'll show you that in a second because I'm going to swap the D-pad around on one side. So I'll show you that. We also have some, if I can get these out. This is not the controller if you've got no nails, like me. There we go. So you've got sticks. So this stick's a little bit longer, so you can put it on top there. You just pull it off, like the Elite, like that. Just pull it off, and then you just put it back on, eventually, which I will do. Oh, there's a certain way to do it. That's clever. There we go, and it clicks back on like that, and you probably even heard the click. So there's a longer one, and the other one is a domed one, as opposed to the concave one, which is already on there. So that's them two in there, and then you've got replacement D-pads. So you've got a D-pad which is a little bit like the Elite controller, which I am staring at right now behind there. So that's like that, that just fits on there. And there's also just the normal plus D-pad, basically. And that is pretty much it. One last thing is the charging cable, and you can use this if you want to play wired. When I get it out of here, it is very much stuck in because it is velcroed in. That is why. That's pretty impressive and annoying at the same time. There we go. So yeah, so that cable is, you can keep it in there. That's actually, you know what, I'm gonna say it's quite clever. A little bit of a Velcro tab in there, and then this is the cable, and it's braided. It's probably quite long, and you can just plug that in to charge it, or you can plug it in to play wired. If you want, you can plug it into a PC to play wired. You can also plug in the dongle into a PC if you want to play wireless as well. So what am I going to do? I'm going to flip them around and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to put a few of these things back in this box, because this part is supposed to be very easy. So you can't go wrong, apparently. I do not need the fight stick because I am not playing fighting games. Put that back in there, and then just close that. So now we're just going to swap. So on this side, we're just going to swap this D-pad, these two around. So it's a case of just unscrewing it. And it should just pop out. One will assume. Provided you unscrew it properly, it will pop out. Like that. So it just pops out really easy, and all I'm going to do is turn it around, and not drop it, because who would do that? The good news is you can drop it and the screws don't come out, which I think is an absolute win in my book. So we're going to flip that around and then screw it back in. Really simple. Can't go wrong. You can't drop it. So there we have it. D-pad is up here now. So there's more like an Xbox controller with them on that side. The buttons all the same. You've got a PlayStation button. You also have the start button, the share button. This is like a touchpad. It doesn't have touchpaddiness to it. It's just a button basically. So like I think in some games you press it, brings up your map, so you can just press it to do that. There's this light button here, which obviously shows if it's on, and you can swap between different profiles on the back, and that also shows them on the front. And then these here are how you stop the triggers. So if you can see that, I'll go a little bit closer, you can see these little sort of like slidey things up there to do the trigger stop. So that one is not on, so it just clicks down all the way. But if you flip it all the way, it becomes like a full click. And then if you want to do it back, you just hold in the back button and then put it all the way down and it goes back. You can also use that to set how far in you want the triggers to go. So you can hold it, you can put it to a certain point, and when you're happy, let go, and it'll go a little bit further down, but not instant and not all the way. And then you've obviously got the back buttons, which I showed you before. They're the main reason that I wanted this controller. So I was looking at the Razer Wolverine, but their sort of buttons were kind of like down, hanging off the back, and it was £250. It was available for like £200 in a few places. And also the Scuff. I've got a Scuff Xbox controller, but I kind of didn't want to pay. I think it was going to be like £300 by the time I had everything in that I wanted. So like if you look at this, there's like a little grip on there. That was extra money from Scuff to be able to change them. You can't do that with a Scuff controller, I don't think. Someone will probably correct me. If I wanted to change like the D-pad colors on them, that was money, and it was going to get very expensive. So that is the controller. The one last thing we'll do is we will change the D-pad. I don't really like this one. Again, it's very simple. just pull it off and replace it with the one that you want. So I'm going to go for the one that looks more like the Xbox Elite one, and there's a little bit on here you line up like a little line up the lines with them, and then just click it in, and you hear a little click, and there we go. So now it's a different D-pad, and the sticks are at the opposite end like that. So that has been the Vitrix Pro by PDP. If you've got any questions about it, leave them in the comments below. I'll probably, well, obviously I'm going to go and use this, and I'll come back with a short-term review of what I think of it. But if you have liked this video, I'm just going to hold this over here again so it doesn't blend into my t-shirt. This was bad planning by me. If you have liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, so you can see when more videos go live. We'll be doing some more unboxing videos, controller comparison videos, and obviously the gaming videos, because that's what this channel is. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the near future. Goodbye.